Hello, and welcome back to Let's Solo Dungeon Defenders. And today we're doing the Ramparts. And so this is the best level I've found to get experience on. It's best played on hard, but what you do is you move as quickly as possible. Some people recommend you switch to a fast character for the sake of collecting mana, but I find that's not really helpful because then you have to run all the way back. So you put a slice and dice blockade right here in the middle of nowhere, because there are wyverns that come from that direction. And in fact, it actually tells you there are wyverns coming from that direction, and that will hit that because it is right in their way. And this is actually the last part you defend. I'm going to come over here, and this is the Hall of Death, where basically because of the range of the bowling ball, nothing will make it through there. And oops. Nope. Yeah. And you want this to be kind of off-center slightly, and that'll protect against the wyverns there. And the wyverns are basically dealt with. They don't ever go anywhere else. They will always hit those things. The issue with that being I now have 120 mana with which to defend myself. So what I normally do is a couple bouncers right here, which can always be sold or moved at a later date. And I believe I have all the... Yep. And so then you kind of run into this issue, which is that thing there. First round, you kind of have to be able to hold the line. At the very least, you need to be able to do this, because you're going to be defending two different directions basically are coming to meet here. It's the easiest, the best meeting point. So you want a good weapon, good DPS weapon, even if you're not a DPS squire. And you're basically going to be holding the line here. Nothing else is going to have any problems. It's all going to be what you're going to take damage, you're going to deal damage, you're going to lose some experience bonuses, but your crystal's not going to get hit, and the line is going to be held. And that is the important part. And that's the last guy. Alright, and so I usually just leave this here, but what I like to do is I like to throw one of these up here to just kind of even things out. And I like to throw one of these. You gotta be careful. This broken path actually interrupts bowling balls. So you want to put one somewhere where it's gonna be able to bounce down rather than hit that broken path. Alright, and after round 2, you're pretty much gonna ignore this treasure chest here. You're just not gonna have the inkling to be able to do anything with it. You don't have to worry about that. You're going to throw another bowling ball here, which basically ensures that there's no way anything ever comes out of there. Because one by itself could probably hold the line. But you've got two. And these things you're going to want to upgrade at some point. But basically, after round 2, and I'll actually show you, you can do this on hard. You want to pull this here, just kind of These work better without the bouncer blockades, but I always feel safer since I already paid for them. I might as well leave them there if I can. And that's a cool looking sword. That's similar to the one I was using actually for a while. And you literally don't need anything else except the squire for this. What I like to do sometimes too is you got the mana, you might as well just throw this out there. That's kind of a cluttered mess over there, but that's all you're gonna have to worry about. And I will go ahead and switch because he needs to level up too anyway. I'll go ahead and switch to him. And for the fun of it, I'm gonna go ahead and basically throw a harpoon over there. And I'm just gonna kind of overstock this side, because there's nothing else I need to spend my money on except upgrades. And you don't really need to upgrade that much, especially on medium. You know, throw another one of these over here, just to kind of fill the place out. And the bowling ball doesn't really help a whole lot here. It gets lost a lot. You know, this is here, initially I think this is here just to kind of show you how the system works with it. And you do that and it fires off. And it kills a bunch of wyverns if they're coming from that direction. But the inclination to actually go over there is not that great. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this thing. I like to upgrade both of these at least once, as well as this thing if I can. And I'm going to go over here to the wall of death. Is he the only thing left? Well, you're the only thing left, I might as well collect this mana then. Normally you wouldn't be over here, you wouldn't bother with this mana. But since I'm over here, I'm going to grab it and show you how this runs. Generally you're going to hop up on top of the roof, you're going to hop down back here somewhere. You're just going to run through the Hall of Death, grab all the mana, which is nowhere near all that you get. You're going to grab this, and I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this while I'm standing here. And then you're going to jump down here. By the time you jump down here, monsters are already going to be spawning because you'll have hit the button. And then you run up here. This is usually the first one I grab. I can show you after this. I'll get rid of this stuff. And I'll grab my lowest level guy who's 62. And basically what I do is I just stand back here in the corner. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and waste some upgrades. There's no point in not doing it. And you don't want to get hit, so you know, after round two you summon with the guy and then you bring out whoever you want experience with. And that's gonna give you, the faster you go and the less you get hit and the less you deal damage, that's it for you. You get all the extra experience, and of course that never gets hit. I don't know what happened to you. I actually have never seen one get past that before. Maybe I put it up too far. Yeah, I might have. Let's upgrade you again for the extra radius then. I usually put it like right here on this square here. That's what I get. Sometimes I run through here. I try not to because you can get hit. I've already been hit, but I have not attacked yet. But I'll show you generally. You want to hide in this corner. Stand on top of a crystal or something. And you're going to ignore that corner over there, because monsters will be way too difficult by that point. But you're basically just grabbing mana from the chests at this by wave 3, I guess. That's technically it's wave 6 of 8, but it's the 3rd wave. And you kind of stand on your map and you're like, okay, where's everybody at? There's the last couple people. The murder hall is the last guy. And you stand here, and basically until the button pops up. If you're on PC, it's easier because you can just hit a button, but here I have to actually sit there and wait for it. When I come up here, I go like this. It's still build phase. This, if you go fast enough, you can grab mana out of there. Otherwise, it just gets auto-added to your bank. You grab this one. You jump down. You grab this one. And don't get hit by any enemies on the way. And you can use this to extra upgrade. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this thing again, because the extra mana is always nice. I mean, the extra range is always nice. And I would like to see how far out that reaches now. If you'll notice, it's not even physically hitting them. It's just the wind is slicing through them. But now it's one hitting them. It's doing extra damage and it's hitting farther out. So it's, because if they hit on the edge, it does less damage. So that's not a big deal. But again, I usually just stick it back on this square between these two broken ones, just right here, because you don't want it lined up direct center between the two squares, or these guys get past. So right here is a good spot. And I can literally stand here and not get hit, but they shoot fireballs, so I generally don't. I just heard an ogre fall. I'm gonna risk it and hopefully not get hit by anything. And I think that weapon could have been useful to me, but that's okay, because I just stand here. As long as you can read the word, or as long as the words show up, whether you can read them or not. You know, it's a Eternia Crystal, and it says 2,000 out of 2,000 because that's how much health it gets. I don't know if it gets less health on hard. I would assume so. Maybe not, because the enemies get pretty difficult. The reason for the harpoon turrets down here, by the way, as extra defense, is because the mages, the necromancers, whatever you want to call them, have a habit of getting stuck, like right there in front of me. Like they can't walk for some reason, and then the enemies that or the little skeletons they spawn, get knocked into the chasm, and then just kind of keep spawning and falling into the chasm non-stop, and it never ends. But I've seen a lot of necromancers walk up and go like this and like turn around and then try to go here again and then turn around. I don't know what they're thinking or what they're trying to do. I don't know what their AI is bugging out about, but that's the way that works. And again, I can go get the other stuff, but I'm just showing you for experience wise what to avoid. I want to go ahead and upgrade this just for the fun of it. There's like literally no reason, and I'm wasting mana that could be put in my bank. But it's okay. Of course, because I don't care about experience. And I'm here for the adventure. Let's ignore all this stuff. Let's fly up here, randomly activate the war ballista. And for the fun of it, ow, who shot me? Upgrade this thing. Oh, I guess there was a guy over there I didn't see. Yeah, upgrading random stuff for the win. But they actually do go after it. They don't just run past it, they go after it. And it has something to do with the fact that it's the only defense for miles. There aren't any other defenses anywhere. If that's not there, or at the very least if nothing is here, they fly all the way past all your defenses. And I almost fell and died. And they come straight back here to these ones. I'm gonna watch over here. Watch how fast that ogre dies. You know, between, because the squire defenses, if you're a tower squire, basically every squire defense does like 1,000 damage on a hit. I think you do 600 or something with the blockade, the two blockades. You do 1,000 with the crossbow, 1,000 with the bowling ball. The bowling ball will hit the same guy multiple times sometimes. The crossbow goes through lines, hitting multiple people for 1,000 damage apiece. 1400 at this point because I'm really upgraded. But you know, it's just ridiculous. That thing. Let's see how much damage it's hitting for. It actually looks like 700 to be fully upgraded. So that might only be 500 per hit. But again, it hits the same enemy multiple times as they go through it. And they usually stop underneath the blades to hit it, causing them to get hit multiple times. So even if it's 500, it's still good. But the Squire is, again, a really good DPS or a really good tower character. That's why he's a beginner character. You can kind of use him for whatever you want. The Apprentice is basically only for towers. He's the guy they expect a random like tower defense lover to play, because he's the closest thing to normal tower defense, or average tower defense, I should say. Whereas again, the Squire is actually a little bit easier. I find that they classify the Apprentice as an easier character to use, but how did that get back here? But the Squire generally is just so overpowered that it's... because you can, with the Squire or an Apprentice really, you can just run through the entire game. You don't ever have to worry about what you're doing or anything. But that's it for now, and I will see you guys on the next level.